Today's video, we're going to talk about the good and the bad of Moko so far, as well as the current state of the game after being released for a little bit, and then my desires and hopes for the future. So if you're interested in the game and have been really enjoying it, I think that this video is going to be awesome for you, and I would also love to hear your input down below. So write a couple paragraphs, write a couple bullets, whatever it could be, as we talk through this in the comments of some things that you think they have done well and some things that you think they could do better. All right, so I want to start off with the first thing in the game, which is just questing and like PvE things. I think that they did this really, really well. It is very, very easy to just jump into the game and go. There are so many things for you to do at the beginning. When it comes to questing and unlocking gear and all of that kind of stuff. And it's just fun. And as you level up and you start finding death balls, you start finding like 30 people running around being crazy. It is so much fun. And then as you start taking out bigger bosses and mega bosses and all of that kind of stuff, it's just a blast. The game is so incredibly playable at the beginning, and depending on how much you play, that excitement can last. And I think that's something that's kind of hard for developers to balance, is the people who play for 4 to 5 hours a day and the people who play for an hour a day. It's going to be a different experience. And obviously the people who play for 5 hours a day will have a greater chance of being burned out. But I think that they've done questing and PvE and all that kind of stuff at the beginning really, really well. It's fun to play with friends. It's fun to play with random people and emote and spin and all that kind of stuff. I think that they did an absolutely incredible job with that. So right off the jump, that is great. Do I feel like now, after getting to Elite Hunter, and I'm Elite Hunter level 45, that going back and finishing off those maps and searching for 45 minutes to find 15 ladybugs and not finding a single one can be frustrating, because obviously you do want to finish those maps so that you can get that experience and whatnot. But at the beginning, it's really, really fun and good. It does start to kind of fade off once you hit Elite Hunter level and all that kind of stuff, but it's still an incredible blast to play and jump into. Next, I want to talk about dojos, which were probably the thing that I grinded the most at first. Like, the replayability of a dojo to try and min-max everything and get the fastest time possible is so cool. Dojos are awesome. I love them. I don't think they could have done a better job with dojos. I think that they are so much fun, and the experience that you get from them, not only in the game to level up, but also the knowledge of how things work and how certain mobs work. Like, it's great to see those because, like, you practice against jumpers, you practice against one unit or mash units and all this kind of stuff, and you can kind of figure stuff out that then helps you in rifts and things like that. So for me, the dojos are awesome. I absolutely love the dojos. I think they're incredibly fun, and they are one of the things that I enjoy the most in the game, without question. Next, let's talk about the rifts. I think that rifts can be a blast, but it depends on who you're with. You know what I mean? It's kind of like when you go into Brawl Stars with randoms and you just get owned because people aren't paying attention. Sometimes you hop into rifts and people just run all the way to the end, or 3 of you come in with squid blades and then the 4th one doesn't, and you're just like, well, I gotta waste my time here. There's no way to forfeit or leave the match, so sometimes you're just sitting in there for 4 minutes or whatever. That can be frustrating, but I think that they're fun, especially if they're organized. So if you have some people to play with, or if you join a chat, mine is Moltco, if you guys didn't know. If you have a chat to join, it makes it a whole lot better. Hop in with people, play with them, and all that kind of stuff, and organize, like, okay, who's going to be doing ranged damage? Who's going to kind of be tanky? Who's going to be kind of healing? What should we use? It makes the rifts really, really fun. Now, for the future, I think that it'd be pretty rad to have rifts of like 8 to 10 players, and maybe even have it to where you identify your character as a DPS or a heal or a tank or something like that, and you can queue in and fill a match. So say it was an 8 or 10 thing, you could go into it and you could filter by saying, oh, I want to go into one with like 2 tanks and then 2 healers, and then the rest DPS, ranged, and melee, all that kind of stuff. I think that'd be pretty cool to have those sorts of filters, or if you're looking to just do like squid blades, if you can do that. But I know that's probably a lot on their back end, but I think a little bit more organization with rifts to where you don't get stuck with people who literally don't know what they're doing. Or if you could say you're going for a time trial for like sub 2 minutes or whatever the lowest one is, because there are times where I've gotten in and I'm the only elite hunter and I'm playing with all people who like just unlocked the map because I'm trying to get my fastest time, and then we end up doing it and it ends up working. But that'd be another cool thing if you're like going into it for a time trial, or if it could track where you're at if you've completed all of them but you just have the fastest time left, if they could filter that. Now obviously we are waiting for the game to just be downloadable and playable. They still have the invite system going, and so there's going to be more people that can play in the future. But that's one of the things with rifts that I think could be improved, is a little bit more organization so that you don't get stuck in it. So like either add organization or give us a retreat or a forfeit thing, because the amount of times where you're just sitting there and you're just waiting for everybody to lose so that you can leave. Man, like the other day I probably spent 30 minutes just trying to jump into one and have something happen, and it didn't, because I was playing with random. So that can be kind of frustrating, but otherwise I think rifts have a lot of potential for late game, like making really big ones. If you guys have played World of Warcraft and stuff like that, I think there's a lot of potential there for the rifts in the future. Now I really like versus mode. In its current state, it's tough where it feels like it's 80 to 90% bots. But I know that they can't really do much about that. And so I think that they need to incentivize it. I think that there needs to be different rewards and better rewards compared to what there currently are within Versus. Like getting Black Belt gives you 2,000 experience. I think it should give you 10,000, or at least 5, like something bigger. I'm pretty sure it gives you 2,000, because I remember being kind of like, whoa, I just hit the highest Black Belt thing and it took me a while and this is all that I got. So I think that the ranks for that could be a little bit better. I think that incentivizing people to play, whether that's weekend events or tournaments, to where you hop in and you can get XP and you can get currency or whatever, something along those lines. I think it'd be pretty cool to be able to host tournaments, to where I could host one, share it with you guys, and we could all hop into lobbies and do that sort of thing. I think that would be really, really cool. I think that could be super successful, because the PvP is so much fun because of the different strategies that there are. The way that I win the most is not by fighting people. It's by going into the middle and taking out mobs and things like that. And so depending on what your build is, all that kind of stuff, I just think there's a lot of potential for the versus mode. But currently going in there and having a bunch of bots, and sometimes it feeling like the bots push all their abilities at one time, which like isn't possible. Like half the time I try and push all my things, some of them don't go off, but it seems like they respond just by hitting everything. And I feel like once we get more players into versus mode, it's going to be one of the things that really pushes this game forward, because it is incredibly fun. I really, really like the versus mode within the game. And again, I think it'd be cool as you level up if you unlock specific things that you cannot get from elsewhere. Like right now, you can get a Chaos Core, and that can give you anything in the game, any item. But I think it'd be pretty cool if there were drops that were only found inside of those. And maybe they were just like cosmetic drops or something like that, not like weapons and things like that. But I think that that could make more people want to try the versus mode. And I think it could be good to filter it to where you go in and you say, I would like to have, if it's the 10-person one, I would like to have at least 5 people and 5 bots. And I'm willing to wait 3 minutes or whatever it could be. So that you know you're playing against real people, because it can be frustrating not knowing if you're facing bots, and you play differently when you're facing a bot. Like it actually makes you a worse player going up against bots, because you're not prepared for real interactions with people. Obviously, bots are a part of the game for a reason, and they need to be in there. But I think for the future of the versus mode, if it is full of real players, maybe 90% real players, then I think that it is going to be an incredible mode and do lots of things for the game. But again, I think one of the really cool things that they could add to the game for the grinders and just for the lucky people is really, really rare drops, rare cosmetic things that you can run around with and show off. You can just sit still and you'll see people come up and like run around you and be like, no way, that's a 1 in 10,000 chance drop. How did they get that? That type of thing. I think that'd be so cool. Just like add 20 items, come up with 20 items that are all cosmetic that you grind in. Some of them drop in PvP, some of them drop in PvE, whatever. And you can just get them. It could be a silly hat. It could be a pet. It could be a skin for the wolf. Like, who knows? Things that just are random that people can grind for and kind of brag about. People want to show that stuff off. I think that could really make a difference in the game as well. But ultimately, I love the game. I absolutely love the game, and I think the future for it is incredibly bright, especially as they add more events and things like that, and rewards. And then once it globally launches, and I know it's globally launched right now, but once it fully launches and is not in an invite system, then I think that the sky is the limit, and the game is going to be one of Supercell's best games ever. I think it could literally rival the success of Brawl Stars and how much that game grew. The IP is incredible, the gameplay is incredible, the experience is incredible, but I know a lot of people feel like it's slowing down as they've grinded and played a lot, which is an issue that they have to think about, but obviously that doesn't affect everyone. So yeah, comment down below. How are you guys feeling about the games? What are the good things that you've enjoyed? What are the things you think they can work on currently? And then what are some future things that you would love to see them add to the game? Thank you for hanging out and watching. I'll see you on the next one.